Alright, let's take a look at one last problem. Here we're going to add these two rational expressions together, and just like we've been discussing, our first step is, in order to add basically fractions, we have to have a common denominator, and these two are totally different. Even though they both have the variable m, they look, they got a 3, they're similar, they're just not the same. This is its own factor, 3m minus 1, which is completely different from 2m plus 3. So they're basically just two different factors. So to find our least common denominator is just going to end up being both of those factors. A denominator of 3m minus 1 and the other factor of 2m plus 3. So we want to make both the denominators here look like this. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're basically going to take this fraction, multiply top and bottom by the missing factor, which is 2m plus 3. What I do to the bottom, I do to the top. And so now this denominator looks like the way I want it to. It's got both factors that I need. And on top here, I'm just going to do distributive property. So we get 18m plus 27 over, and then I'm just going to leave it in factored form. 2m plus 3 times 3m minus 1 plus, now let's do the same thing over here. This already has a factor of 2m plus 3, but it's missing the other factor, the 3m minus 1. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by that factor. So the bottom, I get now the same denominator, our least common denominator. And on top, if I do distributive property, 5m times 3m is 15m to the second. 5m times a minus 1 is minus 5m. And so now I've got our common denominator, which means I can now get to my adding step. But before I do, in case this was a little confusing, which it can be, think of it like this. This is similar to this problem, where we've got two different denominators, and not only are they different, they have nothing in common. 5's a prime number, 7's a prime number. So our common denominator was just to multiply them together. Multiply this one top and bottom by 7, multiply this one top and bottom by 5, so that I get a denominator of 35. That's essentially what we did here. These two denominators had nothing in common, so we treated them kind of like prime numbers, where I just multiplied the other fraction top and bottom by the other denominator. Alright, anyways, let's get back to it. So remember, addition is our main operation here, so as I go through it, let's see, no m squareds over here, plus 15m squared is 15m squared, takes care of that. 18m plus negative 5m is 13m. And then 27 plus nothing is just 27 over our common denominator. Now finally I need to see if this is reducible, and the only way I can do that is to see if I can break the top up into factors, and it turns out if you go through your factoring checklist, it's not factorable. These numbers will not factor, thus the problem's not reducible. So we just leave our answer like this. It's not the prettiest looking fraction you ever saw, but it is the most simplified version of the fraction that we can get. Alright, and so that's addition and subtraction of rational expressions.